Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, July the 29th, and it's 10:09 a.m. And of course, it's the year of our Lord, 2026. And we're going to play another Moosic reaction video. It's raining, so I'm in the tent. We're under the big top here because it's raining. Anyway, on with the show. This song here is a song that I remember from when I was 13 years old. I'll give you a little backstory on it. This is one of the many songs that was being played on the radio at that time. At that time, life was really tough for me. I had a lot of responsibility. I had a lot on my mind. I was also severely malnourished and sleep deprived due to circumstances. Or just due to circumstances. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, I remember having to barricade the front door of our house with furniture because neighborhood hooligans were trying to break in at 2 and 3 in the morning. A lot of stuff went on anyway. I wouldn't change any of it looking back on it because it was all experience and stuff, and I did the things I had to do at that time, especially to keep my young sister safe. She was only a toddler at the time, and we were pretty much on our own really at that time. And so I had a lot of responsibility anyway, a lot on my mind. And for a young guy, too. I was only 13 years old. However, one escape that I had was the radio. So I used to listen to the radio a lot. Of course, as I've said before, in those days around here, we were still very much in the AM radio era. And so I used to listen to different stations, that were in the area here, stations out of Ottawa and Kingston, and also stations that were more local. We had a local radio station here, although they played country music, which I wasn't into, but still, used to get the news sometimes on that, because there was local news and stuff. But anyway, music became quite important to me as an escape, because I could listen to music, and back in 1980, 81, 82, in there. Pardon me. And I could just listen to music and forget how things were for a little while and dream of a better future. And of course, here I am at 58 years old, homeless. So there you go. So much for dreams, eh? Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. I had my dreams, though, just like any young guy does. And so I could dream of a better future, and that's what I did while listening to music. Anyway, let's get Moo Cow into the picture here. She just crawled in here and up onto my lap. She managed to not get too wet or anything. It's very wet out right now. She didn't get too muddy or too wet or anything. And here she is. Hey, Moo Moo. How you doing, Moo Cow? You doing good? Yeah. You're still mad at me for doing the cow joke video last night? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you, though. I'm going to make it up to you, okay? Okay. Well, what we're going to do, Moo, is we're going to play a song from 1981 when I was only 13 years old. Yeah, I was only 13 years old. Can you believe it? It's true, I was. I wasn't always an old codger like I am now. She seemed shocked. Taken aback, no doubt. Okay. The song is called Am I Dreaming? And it's by Atlantic Starr. Atlantic Starr used to be a big band back then. You never hear of them anymore, but in those days they had a lot of different songs on the radio. back in the early 80s, and this is one of them. So let's listen to the song. I'll get it started here. I think you're going to like it. I hope you'll like it. Yeah. So does this sort of make up for the cow joke video yesterday? She says, well, we'll see. She's nodding her head a little bit, but she's very tentative, eh? Okay. We'll see. I think you're going to like it. I think you guys will like it too. I know I like it. I came across it accidentally this morning, and I got a little emotional listening to it, actually. Yeah. So, without further ado, or as they say, further ado. Oh, she's mad at me now. Look at her. She's mad at me. She's saying, don't you go down that joke road again. Okay, I'll do my best, Moo, not to, I promise. Okay. Oh, hold on. I got a mosquito eating my ear. All right, here we go. Let's listen. Listen up. Here we go. All right, hold on. Here we go. This is one of the many songs that I used to listen to on the radio, and that kind of helped me to escape from reality. What do you think, Moo? Do you like it so far? Yeah, it's very smooth. Moo agrees that it's very smooth. Okay, here we go now. Just a song you could relax to. Maybe not the best dancing song, but I'm sure Moo will figure out how to make it work, eh? Because he's a professional. Yeah. Pardon me. Pardon me. Oh, I got a frog in my throat, Moo. that was it. That's the song. Pardon me. My throat is all buggered up. This weather wreaks havoc, you know, with everything. Anyway, welcome to the rainforest, the Camp Crazy, deep in the heart of the rainforest. Hey, what do you think, Moo? Moo thinks it's utterly ridiculous how much rain we've got. Oh, she says, don't you start again. Hey, I'm sorry, Moo. I know. I need to stop making cow jokes, eh? She's very sensitive about her species. She doesn't like people making jokes about cows. Cows are very serious creatures. They are. Very important creatures, too, eh, Moo? Yes, of course they are. Yes, eh? And here I am making fun of them. I shouldn't do that, eh? She says, no, you should not do that. Anyway, did you like the song? You did. I could see you were dancing. You kind of made it work. It's not the greatest song to dance to, except maybe for a slow dance or something. That would work, I guess. You kind of did a slow dance there, though. You kind of did a lot of swaying back and forth and stuff, eh? Yeah. Anyway, you did good, Moo. You did very well. You did. You took that song and you made it work. So I appreciate that. Anyway, like I say, I just come across that this morning there. I kind of half forgot about it. Hadn't heard it in a long time. It was one of those songs that was all over the radio for about 6 months, and then you never heard it again. But in that 6-month span that it was on the radio, I remember oftentimes hearing it, and just it kind of took me away from the situation for a little bit. Just for a few minutes, you know, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes all you need is a little break from the situation. So I could just think of different things, think of a different reality than the one I was living at that time. Not that I regret having lived that reality. I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad that I was able to take care of my little sister, and so on like that. I don't regret any of that. But regardless, they were very tough times, and there was a lot of uncertainty, and also there was a lot of deprivation. Like, they were very physically hard times. Some of the things that we had to go through back then weren't very pleasant. At least in our household, things were pretty tough. So that's it. That's how it goes. We were living amongst crazy people. We really were. Yeah. And, yeah. Anyway, I say not to get too deep into it, but just, it wasn't a great time. But here we are, Moo and I, and we're listening to the old music and enjoying it, eh? You like the old music? Are you looking forward to tomorrow's Moosic reaction video? Yeah? You're wondering what I'm going to come up with next, aren't you? I know. I'm thinking maybe of doing a little Charity Brown. Yeah, because Charity Brown was actually a Canadian singer. She sung songs like You Beat Me to the Punch and Saving Up Love and all that. You know, saving up love, saving it for my baby, and all that stuff. And she was quite popular in the 1970s around here. But as far as I can tell, people in the United States or anywhere outside Canada don't really know who she was. But she was talented. She had a lot of talent. She could have really had a huge career if she had chosen to leave Canada, which most of them did in those days. There were very few that stayed in Canada and made a go of it. Anyway, I suppose, well, I don't know, Bachman Turner Overdrive or whatever, they kind of made a go of it while being in Canada. But even they branched out to the U.S. market, because the U.S. market was the big market, and you kind of needed to crack that market to really take off, you know. So I don't think Charity Brown ever really took off, but she was talented. She was a good singer, and I remember hearing her songs on the radio around here back in the early to mid-70s. And Remember riding with my dad in the 1962 Pontiac Parisienne and listening to her on the old AM radio way back. And so I may do some of her stuff soon. I'm thinking about it. Just to kind of expose people who haven't heard it before to Charity Brown, because she was pretty good. I was actually thinking of doing one of her songs today, and then I accidentally came across this one, and I thought I'm going to do this one instead. That's all. I had kind of an emotional reaction when I heard it, because it took me back, and I remembered how hearing this song and other songs at that time too helped me through some pretty tough times. Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll see you later.